Howdy. So Nevada Venture Family here, and we're going to talk solar today. So this is going on our military camper truck, 800 watts of rich solar mega 200 watt panels. And we bought all Victron stuff, and at the time there was not a Victron really good dealer installer in our area, so I bought it elsewhere. But due to time constraints and everything else, a company here in town called JD RV Upgrades and Services became a Victron dealer and installation center. So just recently, and they offered a really cool package with really neat stuff that for the install. So we're gonna have them install all the Victron components into the truck. Plus, timing wise, it just makes more sense to have them do it, and they could tune everything in. So that'll be a great option for me. And if I have any upgrades or any service stuff that I need additional stuff, take it in and they can handle it. But let's talk the solar on the roof. So, as most of you know, whenever you get these typical solar panels, most of the time you get these type mounts. So it sits off about 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch. This part here bolts to the outer part of the solar panel, and then these two holes are your mounting holes that you put a weather tight screw into your roof, and then or bolt it to something and you seal it up with some roof sealant. They do make ones that glue it on, but due to the finish on this truck, so it has a rough kind of texture finish, and it's like vinyl stickers barely even stick to it. I decided not to do the glue-on option. I was just worried about over time coming loose and basically losing a panel going down the road. That wouldn't be good. So I decided to do a different option. What I decided to do is unistrut. So most of you in any type of industry are familiar with unistrut. So unistrut is a slotted formed piece of metal. Most of the time you'll find this in a gold anodized, and it'll be a steel for corrosion, different stuff like that. This is a 13/16, so it's a low profile one compared to the inch and something, and it's aluminum. So this is an 8-foot stick. As you can see, no big deal, one hand. The reason I went to aluminum is to keep the weight down a little bit on the top. Not like it really matters, but every little bit counts. And then how I'm going to attach this instead of those other mounts is so it's going to take a little bit to attach this because I'm going to have to do it on the roof and kind of put it together like this, because you're going to have to put a panel on, tilt it up, because you're going to bolt it from underneath, and you're going to do these little knock retainer nuts. So these are kind of meant for this type of application. They're meant spring loaded, so it holds pressure to drop in, spin into place, and this is a 1/4 20, and that's what I'll hold it in. And as you can see, I'm going to push them all together. That's actually the width of the whole entire top of this thing. So I'll have to cut off about an inch, ½ inch on each side due to this double wall on the top. So I am going to do riv nuts. And back to the whole thing of why I don't want a bunch of holes is less penetrations, less chance of a leak. No matter how good you seal it up, one day on the road you might have a leak. So less penetrations, less chance of a leak. Another huge thing is this is 800 watts of solar. What if we find, you know what, we need 1,000, 1,200 watts? We can use this main structure that's already up there, unbolt these panels, put larger panels on, and span the full width of the roof, or even raise these up and put slide-out panels that come out. So you have a whole roof of solar plus slide-out panels underneath if you want to. I mean, your options are endless what you can do nowadays. But we want to start off simple. We are not pulling a bunch of power out of this thing. We're kind of doing real simple. So this should be sufficient and plenty of power. But back to this. So those guys slip in here, and so those will be all attached through here. I am going to bolt these panels together in this one right here, so I only have one piece of unistrut. So these two panels will be bolted together, sandwiched, and that reduces one less unistrut in the center. That's going to be the front. I am going to cut out a section and bolt it across the front, because let's pretend this is the front. You have a little bit of an air gap there. You have about the same as those mounts, but if a tree limb came under here and got jammed under here, you could break this, and it does hit trees. So I'm going to cut a piece and have it span across there as well, and that will stop it from a tree getting up underneath the front edge. So if a limb hits it, it'll deflect it. I was going to put bars across the top there. I still might do that, but this will be a good solution too, is just put a piece across the front to deflect anything. When they run the wires, they will have to loop up and over this and come back under. That's not a big deal. Or on both sides. And then this is the passenger side of the rear of the box. It will penetrate and go through about right here. So the wires will come out and penetrate through here. You just glue them down the roof. No big issues. And that should be good. But as like I mentioned, you could slide this way, you could slide that way, whatever way you want. I did order some hinges that slip into your strut. They have a 4-inch hinge and a 4-inch. And I was going to take the pin out and put a clasp pin in it and do one at each end. So then you can actually make this tilting with a rod on each one. Those will be here, I believe, Saturday or Sunday, so a couple days away. I might do that, I may not. Not 100% yet. It is nice to get that tilt, get a little more sun. There's plenty here to walk around and do this. I'm just not sure if I want to do that yet. So give me your thoughts on that. I think it would be a benefit in the low light areas, wintertime. Tilt that up, get that more sun, especially in the afternoon or early morning. But it does add some complexity. Not really for mounting it, because like I said, we're going to do riv nuts. And so you'd basically do 2 riv nuts. You'd have to space this off a hair to clear the bottom of the head bolt coming up. So in the middle, I'd probably have to do like a little rubber spacer, just in case this bounced on the roof a little bit, it wouldn't bow. So that's the type of thing I'm like, do I really need it? Because we are going to bring a backup generator, just in case we need extra power. So I might scratch the whole tilting idea. But yeah, anyways, back off my rant. So that's what we got. Looking forward to it. It's coming along. Still missing some cabinets. I might just put like a Sprinter van kitchenette in this side, buy one used. When the cabinets are eventually done for the kitchen area, we'll resell that. Or we even talked about, you know what, because we have a 4.4 cubic foot 12 volt fridge, let's just leave that out for right now. Let's put our regular 12 volt typical cooler in there and just put a foldable table in where the kitchen's supposed to be for now. And let's get out and start using this and get some cross Nevada videos for you guys. Because summer's almost over, it's going to start cooling off. It's the time we're going to start hitting the trail. But yeah, coming along. Excuse the mess over here. Excuse the mess here. Got too many projects going on. So tell me what you think. Would you mount it that way? Would you mount it differently? Yes, these bars do stick out a little bit, but it's 12 foot in the air, so who cares? No one's going to see them. And it does add an option that you can mount some small stuff up there. If you have those really expensive fly rods, you could put a fly rod across there. And yeah, it should be good to go. My son, my youngest son, not my oldest son. My oldest son's in the Navy right now, but my son's like, why don't you run these parallel, Dad? One in the center, one that way, one that way. I could do that. And then I'd have a stub coming out here, and I'd do 2 riv nuts here, there. But the bad thing is it's a lot larger span with no attachments in the center. So there's a little bit more chance of it bowing in the middle, like bouncing up and down, because these are aluminum. And then it limits you to, if you did pull these panels off, it limits you to getting larger panels. So, I mean, you can see the distance here. You could almost push this all the way to the edge, and you could almost add 2 more of these exact same panels right here if you push that over. So it'll limit your roof access, but you don't need to get up there a lot anyways, besides cleaning the panels. So that's why I think going perpendicular to the panels is the best option. All right, and hey, do me a favor, share our channel, subscribe to our channel. Yeah, join the fun, because we are going to be hitting the road real shortly here, and probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully be hitting some hot springs across Nevada. Until next time.